Alright everyone, and welcome back to Back of The Kop. Today I'm joined with Daniel, Jacob and Tom has returned again. We'll have Harrison subbing in part 2 and 3. Chelsea boys, another defeat, another late winner on the other end of it. Jay, you were there once again. How was that?
Poor. Very poor. I'd say it hurt more a bit than the Palace one because there was a little bit of a feeling we could have got something out of that Chelsea game in the end, whereas Palace I just don't really think we showed up whatsoever, to be honest. I thought they were there for it, especially when we equalised. The sub people are questioning, but I thought that was a chance to go and attack them a little bit, and then to be on the wrong end of it twice in a row, it's a little bit more.
What about you, Tom? What are your thoughts on it so far?
Same as Jay, really. I agree with the point about when we equalised. That's your opportunity then to push on, and it felt like we were worse after that, if anything, which is strange because you'd expect that to give you a bit of confidence and a momentum boost, but it didn't feel that way at all.
Do you think they were there for the taking, Tom, after the Gakpo goal winning?
Yeah, definitely, and I think before the game they were there for the taking. The amount of injuries they got at the back, I think we mentioned last week, didn't we, about the amount of centre-halves they've got injured. Yeah, and then when we did equalise, I thought Wirtz was brilliant when he came on. He was not brilliant. He was better than everyone else.
It's not hard.
He was. He just added something to that front line, and then obviously we scored, and you're just thinking, oh, come on, let's kick on now and get some 3 points. And then it gets to the 90th minute, but like based on that first half performance, we take a draw here, and then worst possible scenario, they score at the end, and it's like you said, Jacob, it felt a lot worse than Palace because we actually felt like we earned something from the game.
Going into games at Stamford Bridge, you look and you're happy with the point. So I was quite comfortable taking a point from that, especially how the first half laid out. But the fact that we scored and they were there for the taking, it was a bit of a kick in the dick, really.
The substitution, the Endo sub scream, just trying to steady the ship after the week we'd had. That's for me. That was what that was saying. Yeah. And I think Harrison said it a few weeks ago, but you don't lose the league dropping points at Stamford Bridge. That's a result that happens. But I think we had 2 subs left at that point, and Ekatike and Chiesa were both sat on the bench, and you think, put both of them on now and go deal with them now as well.
Yeah.
There was enough talent on the pitch anyway, you'd like to think, but the fact that you've got them 2 lads there who seemingly can't stop scoring when they're on the pitch, it seems a bit negative rather than actually acting like champions and go on, we'll go and win this game now.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Chiesa not coming on, Dan, after Gakpo had a poor performance again?
It's just weird now. I don't get what he has to do to be given a chance. Yeah. Just at 15 minutes off the bench there, bring him on. Because Gakpo, he looked shattered as well, didn't he? Yeah. So bring him on. Let him run at them. And as you say, he's proven he can come on and make a difference. So I really just don't get what more he has to do. And the Endo sub was just, I understand, maybe settling for a point, but you don't bring Endo on there over Chiesa.
Yeah, especially because it looked like we were still trying to play football.
Exactly,
that's what baffled me.
That's what was strange. Endo came on, and you see him at times, and he's like on the right wing, and you're like, what's happening here? You know what I mean?
He's withdrew from international as well, hasn't he? Did anything happen, or is he just?
I don't know. Probably because he was at fault for the goal.
I think they said it was injury, but I don't know why.
Yeah, when or where it happened. Yeah.
It was poor defending for me for their winner.
Well, Robertson about 10 seconds before it goes in, he's got his hands on his sleeves.
He looks goosed and he's only played 20
seconds. I thought he looked our best player though when he came on. To be honest, he looked fantastic and then just falls asleep. Yeah. But then things happen. It's sad that it's one of the most experienced players in the squad that does it. But
I think it was clever from Maresca though, targeting that side, because when you look at it, we had 3 midfielders playing at the right side of the defence. Obviously Endo was just out front, and Szoboszlai was your right back and Gravenberch was your right side of the centre half. So he quite exploits that side, and I think it's quite clever from him, to be fair.
And it's good subs as well. It's bringing 2 wingers on.
Yeah.
It would he brought Gittins and Esteban, didn't he? They both just going at the fullback, which is what you would have liked to see Chiesa come on and do, but obviously hasn't been given that opportunity. So
the thing that baffled me with Chiesa not coming on was there was a point where Gakpo had the ball on the left hand side and he was driving and he was miles clear of Gusto and James, and the pair of them got back into recover, and we ended up losing the ball and we were dispossessed, and then they went on to have an attack.
It almost, I think I know what chance you're talking about, and it almost creates a 2-on-2 with him and Salah against the 2 defenders that were tracking back. It's a more direct player, or maybe someone with a bit more in the legs gets around them too, and the chances in our favour, if anything. I know Gakpo scored the goal, but I don't think he looked fantastic at the weekend. It came from what I thought was a bit of brilliance from Isaac, really. He done very well to keep the ball alive and the chance. And the goal came from that. So I understand you don't want to take a player off once they've just put the ball in the net. That goes without saying, because the confidence is high, but I don't think he looked fantastic. He didn't look threatening as if he was going to score again.
Exactly.
Whereas Chiesa seemingly does so, or Ekatike at that point when he went on the pitch.
I thought they were very good tactically as well in the midfield. I thought Caicedo and the thought that they're both their right backs were interchanging quite a lot, kind of confused us a little bit. I think I take me hat off to Caicedo as well, because I've never seen somebody take Gravenberch out the game like that ever. And Gravenberch didn't have a sniff, and he's been brilliant all season, probably being our stand-up performer, and Caicedo snuffed him like that. Yeah,
and you saw last season with us, we won games from that midfield three, and they were played off the park on Saturday, and even for Chelsea's first goal, Caicedo, the amount of time, the amount of space, McAllister not closing him down, that's why he was able to score such by the way, a brilliant goal. That was the perfect example of the midfield just getting overran and allowing Chelsea so much space. So that's an issue that needs to be looked on. I think obviously McAllister, he's obviously not fit. The sooner he's back fit, the better we're going to start playing, I think.
Yeah, I thought McAllister had moments in the game, but he looked good. He broke the play down quite a bit. There was quite a few times where he just nicked the ball and then he'd play it.
Yeah, I remember one.
There was two or three, and he just pounced on the ball straight away and we broke. But I think as well with their goal, I think it was down to Szoboszlai, because when you look at it, it was more the Isak and the Szoboszlai press. They were both stood on the same line, and Szoboszlai's jumped onto the centre back and he's played the ball straight to Enzo, who's just popped it straight to Caicedo. So McAllister's thought is, do I drop, or do I have to try and snatch the ball here? And it was a lovely save from Caicedo, and then again, Van Dijk doesn't close him, or nobody gets back in time. So it's brilliant from Caicedo. That's all I've got to say, really. But
it's a fantastic finish, fantastic strike, but you can't allow a player that much space. It doesn't matter if it comes from the defence stepping out to him or the midfield nicking it beforehand. They're two issues in the goal. You've allowed a brilliant goal to happen. He's not forced it.
Yeah.
It looked like we had them penned in though, and it was just one touch from the centre half to the midfielder to Caicedo, touch out of feet, goal. And that's how simple it was. But like you said as well, Tom, that's what we were doing to teams, and now it looks like we can't do that.
Yeah, the way we set up this season, we have like man for man everywhere across the pitch, apart from the two centre halves, and there's one sort of the sweeper, and that's why Caicedo was free, and he had so much space to just run into. Because Canate and Van Dijk have stayed back. One of them should have come out. Van Dijk was the closest to him, wasn't he? He's been turned into a meme on Twitter, hasn't he? You've seen it. But the amount of space is, it shouldn't be happening, should it?
What were your thoughts on Mamardashvili's performance? I thought he had a really good game.
I thought he was decent, yeah. He's made a few good saves. I think they need to remember he's not right-footed though, don't they?
Oh my God. Trying to play off on the back and just fitting it to his
Yeah, literally. But no, he played really, was it off Esteval? He made a really good save, and he made a decent one off Gittins as well. Yeah. So I thought he looked quite commanding as well. Coming and claiming the ball, like quite Alisson-esque.
We mentioned that last week, didn't we?
He's a big physical presence, isn't he?
He's massive, and like you, I think it was you said last week, Jay, if you're the centre half turning around and you see a big 6'7" Georgian dude in goal, you know you're safe. But you know, I thought he was brilliant.
He was. Like you said, his distribution doesn't look fantastic, but that's a very modern day game thing. Yeah. Ultimately, I want my goalkeeper to stop shots, and it seems like he can do that quite well. The two goals he conceded, I thought they were both good finishes, even the second one. And I know that came from maybe a bit of sloppiness and someone falling asleep, but the finish was still good.
Yeah, what the keeper can do there, isn't
he? So everything I think we asked of him, realistically, he done well.
Just on the distribution though, like the defenders train with him every week. For a lot of days in those weeks, they should know by now that he's not good with his feet, and they keep giving it to him in horrible situations where he's just forced to just put it anywhere.
If he's not good with his feet, at least give it to his right.
Exactly. So
his left foot.
The defenders are putting him under that pressure to make those sort of mistakes that give Chelsea the ball back, put the ball out of play for a throw-in. So that's another thing that was concerning in that game, that they need to just. It's like he's not Alisson in goal. Yeah. It's like the sort of forgetting he's not Alisson.
The two different personnels, aren't
they?
Yeah,
exactly. So that was another concerning thing that I picked up on in that game, yeah.
I think the most concerning thing for me is the Salah performance, because normally he goes to Stamford Bridge regardless of his form, and he has a stormer. He hasn't looked himself this season. All right, granted the numbers are still there. Is it 7 goals and assists he's got now? Or is it 7 or 6?
I think it's 6, yeah.
Is it 6? But the performances aren't there.
He was really poor the other day. And he had I'd say he had 3 really good chances. He has the one where Vert spins it in with the back heel, and then he had 2 very similar ones with his left foot both over the bar. And it's like, right, the other 2 aren't easy chances, but at least get them on target. Yeah. And the Vert one, it's just like a weird finish, isn't it? Go across the keeper, not like that. Just like toes it, doesn't he?
But I don't think I've seen Salah do that. The ball comes from 9 times out of 10 in the box, and he's always looking to take that touch and be dead composed in front of the goal. Whereas the ball comes, he just he panics a little bit and then just swipes at it with his wrong foot.
He looked like he was playing without confidence, and he never does, even if he is out of sorts, like you said. He doesn't play like that, and the Wirtz one hurts even more because you think that could have kicked him on as well. Because people wouldn't stop talking about that if that goes in.
I think that was his first touch as well.
He plays a little bounce in the middle to McAllister, doesn't he? And then he comes, and as it comes from he just flicks it. Any positives to say from that game, Tom?
I think Wirtz was one. I think he was very influential when he came on. Obviously that flick, and instantly the fans are up. The fans are getting behind the team just because of that attack. And from then on, really, we had loads of chances and we get the goal. It was just a shame that didn't continue after the goal. But other than Wirtz's small impact, I can't really think of one, apart from the goalkeeper, of course, but we've already touched on him. No, literally. I
thought Ekitike looked positive when he come on. Again, like you said, with Wirtz's first, one of his, he looks like Szoboszlai's Engamo's goal against Newcastle. He looks over his shoulder and then runs to his legs, and we go through again. Thought he looked a bit energetic when he come on at Ekitike, but Jay, do you have any positives?
It's not overly optimistic, but I think Isak looks fitter.
Yeah.
Of course, he's not necessarily been the player we thought we'd signed as of yet, but he definitely looked fitter. He looked quicker to close down, quicker to press, a little bit sharper, and like I said, he made the goal, in my opinion. He done very well to keep it alive, so if he can keep building on that and get a few more half chances, then...
But he's not getting any service, is he? No. Which is so disappointing, because you're signing a striker as good as him, and there's no service to him whatsoever. He had one really good ball off Salah in the first half, where Isak puts it over with the header. Probably should do better there for me. But that's the only chance that I can think we created for him.
But the last thing I want to really touch on is the media's reaction to the last few performances. I know we have been poor since the start of the season, but we're still grounding results. We've played 9 games and we've won 6 of them. Alright, granted the last 3 we've lost, but the media's reaction, the fact I'm seeing # slot out on Twitter is disgusting. What are your thoughts on that?
It's wrong, innit? I mean, ultimately I'm not happy at all with the way they played the last week, but it's easy to jump on that and have a go at them, and ultimately we've lost all 3 games by 1 goal. None of them have necessarily been a drumming. We mightn't have looked great in the match, but we're still actually in the game. The 2 Premier League losses have come in stoppage time, and the Galatasaray one is a penalty, which, to be honest, I can't even remember if it was or it wasn't. I think we had a debate about if it should have been one anyway, and then we had our own shout at the end. So the close games, it's again, it's not necessarily defending how they're playing, because I don't agree with kind of the attitude that they seem to be showing on the pitch at the minute, but there's no reason at all for stuff like that. It's not panic stations.
What are your thoughts on it then?
I agree completely. It's October, we're 1 point behind. Just keep grinding up results, try and improve it. The performances will improve. It's just not. It's bound to happen. We've got so many new players in. I think this was going to happen. I think pre-season I thought this would happen, but it's just that we started so well. So many dramatic winners. But
is that starting well though? Like you said, it's dramatic winners. The performances aren't fantastic.
Yeah, the performances were there, but I mean, from a fan morale standpoint, it gets everyone's morale up with them late winners and stuff. But
Gibbons' vibe table.
But I think this was always bound to happen. So it's about just riding this little wave in it and getting. We're back at Anfield next. Hopefully beat United and then go from there. Do
you think the international break hit was a great time, Tom?
Yeah, I never look forward to international breaks, but this is the first one in a while. Probably the season when Nunes first joined, where I've actually looked forward to an international break.
Break from him.
just
don't see me for a few weeks.
Put my feet up, get into a new hobby whilst the footy's not there, not on. It's been so reactionary on Twitter from I don't even want to call them fans, to be honest, because a lot of the stuff they've come out with, I think you have to put into perspective. We've still started the season. I know the performances haven't been great, but we've still started the season really well. We're 1 point off Arsenal. We scored 1 less goal than them. We're still right up there. It's only October.
We beat Arsenal as well.
We beat Arsenal, exactly. We've had some really tough games. Chelsea away, Newcastle away. We won against Newcastle away, Palace away.
I think we have definitely had the...
We've had the toughest start.
We've been to London twice and Istanbul in 7 days.
Exactly.
It's not easy whatsoever. So 3 losses in that, you go... Oh, you know what, probably.
And you know what, even Galatasaray, it's one of them, them games happen in Europe. Red Star, for example, the season we won it, you just have those strange games where you come unstuck because it's a hostile atmosphere.
We lost against Napoli when we won it.
Exactly.
We didn't win a single away game.
We won every home game, but then lost every away game, and then went on to win the competition.
we've had a tough start, as you say. Newcastle, Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton, they're all really tough games. So
Yeah.
It's a lot of... Sorry, I can't forget your name, you might just gone blank. A lot of our fans have just become entitled, like, as if we should be winning every single football match. That's not how it works, and we can still win titles if you're not winning every game, and it winds me up more than the actual football results.
Yeah,
honestly.
no, I think that's honestly that's what's pissing me off more is the reaction to it. Like, I think what people are forgetting is the last 6 months they've won the Premier League with one of their best mates involved in the squad. They've then started the season with him not here. Not that he's left or he's moved on. He's passed away, and that's one thing that people are forgetting. Like, that's a hard thing for people to take. Like, 20 minutes of every game, they're being reminded of that. As much as it's a fan thing and it's us showing our support, they're being reminded of their mate passing away at the end of the day, and it's tough for anybody to go through that, never mind being a professional footballer and just having to accept and get on with it. Yeah, that's the thing that's winding me up the most.
Yeah, you saw Salah after the Bournemouth win in tears, and then obviously Van Dijk's sort of have mentioned he didn't name drop Jota obviously, but he sort of mentioned what's gone off the field, and you have to. It's going to have an effect on them. It would have an effect on any normal person, and these are human beings at the end of the day, and it's going to affect them. And at the start of the season, I went into it saying that I'm not expecting anything from this. These have been through a serious trauma, and you know it's having an effect on them. It's obvious.
It can affect you both ways as well, can't it? People are bringing up like, why are you bringing it up now that things aren't going your way, which I do understand that I understand that point of view, but something like that can hit you in different ways. That might have been the thing that got them the winner earlier in the season, and it might be the thing that's coming unstuck now. Then things happen, and the really sad thing is, who else would you want on the pitch than Jota in the last 3 games? I can almost guarantee you there wouldn't have been 3 losses. So of course that impacts them on and off the pitch, what's happened, but ultimately we'll get there, it'll be fine. The players are the human beings, like you said, and it's hard for us to compartmentalise that sometimes.
I thought it'd be a bit of a make or break going into the season, but we've had a tough start to the season. The performances haven't been great, but like we said, we've won 6 out of 9, and we've had a very tough start, and the fact that we're still second point behind, with a goal difference behind, we're still challenging up the top. To me, that's a massive positive with the stuff that they've gone through, the players. Yeah,
for sure, and that's why all these people on Twitter just need to chill out. Like, we're in such a good position.
In 5 games time, if we've lost 5 in a row, then you start to worry. You know what I mean? If there's no sign of improvement, that's when you start to worry. But they've got 2 weeks now where Slot and his team can go over what's went wrong. The players, I know the players don't have a rest because they're still playing international, but it's a breakaway from Liverpool, you know what I mean? So just come back after that, reach, and go again.
It's the best game you can come back to, in my opinion.
If you can't get up for that, then you don't deserve
it's
to
not
be
like you're coming back to play, no disrespect, but a promoted team at home or something like that, where you might be a bit lackadaisical. You have to be up for it because you're a Liverpool player.
Exactly.
So ultimately, come back, have your break and come back ready to beat them.
And there's no better game to get back into form. So because if you give them a bit of a drubbing, then all's forgiven in my eyes.
Back at Anfield as well, where I think we've missed 3 away games on the bounce. Be good to be back at Anfield and against Man United, where they should be up for.
The international break hits us at a nice time, but we'll call part 1 to an end and we'll hit part 2 now. Welcome back to part 2. So in this part we'll be discussing our team of the season so far. So we're 7 games in, boys? So we're going to pick a team. I've got 11 here, the boys have got nothing. So I'm going to talk my 11 and then they're going to argue my case. So in goal, I'm a bit stuck between Raya and Roof Stees, the Sunderland goalie. I'm going to go at Raya, as they've only conceded 3 goals this season, and I think he's been instrumental to Arsenal's defence.
Yeah, definitely Raya for me. Like, I think he's absolutely quality.
Yeah, brilliant goalie. I think Nick Pope's been good. To be honest. The Ramsdale signing confused me with Newcastle because I thought he was going to come in and play, but Pope seems to have took that and thrived with it really and said it's my spot. So he's looked all right, but I'm not complaining about David Raya.
No, Raya 100%. They conceded 1 goal from open play. Or was it 1? It's something like that. 3 all season anyway, and Nick Pope also a shout, but with me Liverpool sunglasses on, I think Alisson's been brilliant as well. He's kept us in games. He's made the scoreline much smaller than it was. So, he's up there as well. But David Raya for me as well.
well, like you said with Pope, they've kept 5 clean sheets out of 7 games. So I've gone left back Dan Burn because I think he's been great as well.
Yeah, he has been. It's strange that you think of him as left back now, isn't it? Because he's that tall. But
he's quick for a fella, 6'6", isn't he? It's actually really weird. Oh, he's 6'8" actually, isn't he? It's really weird to see how quick he actually is for a man of his size. But I'm going to go Dan Burn because I feel like you can't not have a Newcastle defender there, especially with keeping 5 clean sheets.
Yeah. You can't really argue with that, can you? And he's been instrumental to that. He starts every week, doesn't he?
Exactly.
Do you know what else? I think the new lad for them,
I was going to say, who plays centre half?
He looked Malik Chow, is it? He looked good. He looks really good so
he's
far.
Milan sign.
He looks really good. But no, I'm happy with Dan Burn there.
Any disputes?
No.
So I'm 2 for 2.
I can't think of another one.
Right back, I've got 2. I've got Soboslai because he's played there the majority of the games, and I've gone Timber. I think he's been brilliant for Arsenal, but I think Soboslai's been great, but I feel like there's too many good midfielders to put him in there, so I'm going to argue the case of right back. But it's a toss of the coin. I'm going to let you decide that.
Bit of a cop-out because he's not really a right back, but Munoz.
Yeah.
Munoz has been brilliant.
I know they play a back 5, don't they? So I'd say Munoz, mate.
You go Munoz, yeah?
He's a brilliant player, but I think Timber's had more of an impact on the season for me.
That's fair.
He's scored a few as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been quite
popped
involved.
up with a few assists, so yeah, I like him. And I mean, maybe as negative as they are, you can't moan at Arsenal's defence. It's brilliant.
Yeah, again, I'll keeping 3 goals in.
Yeah.
That's it. Out of the 7 games is brilliant. One comes against us, like you said, and then only one from open play, which is Walter Marta's goal against them. I think he's been brilliant as well, and it's clearly proven that Arteta likes him.
Well, so it's 2, isn't it?
2, yeah, right. 2 from open play, 2 from open play,
That one.
So I've gone centre backs Gabriel and Van Dijk.
Yeah.
I really don't think there's.
Imagine them 2 playing together. Scary that. Imagine them in corners.
Wow.
But no, them 2 definitely.
Yeah, I think it's got to be. I know there's been a few other performances like Gay and Richards at Palace.
I was going to say Richards.
Yeah.
I've really liked him this year.
Yeah. And then, do you know what? Even Tarkovsky's been brilliant as well.
Yeah.
Considering Brantwaite's been out for quite a bit as well.
Michael Keane as well, by the way.
Keane's been good as well. This is mad. Like,
very
Everton fans were slating him at the end of the season, saying, "Oh, we're going to fuck up the season with him starting." He always manages a way to start. But I think it's Gabriel and Van Dijk. The impact they both have as leaders.
Yeah.
I think, obviously, because we've struggled quite a bit, Van Dijk's found a different type of leader performance that he's been a bog standard, no nonsense centre half that we've needed. So every time the ball comes in, he just clears it. He finds the ball and he gets it.
Yeah, because of the last 2 games, it sort of takes away from Van Dijk a bit, but then first 5, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was busted.
He was really good. And it's not that he's been bad the last 2 games, but it's just like, it hasn't been quite that same level, you know.
I think if you win them games, though, you go,
exactly.
100%. But the fact that we're coming off 2 Premier League losses, people are going to probably turn the nose up at it. But I think they've got to be, the pair of them.
Give it to Munoz at the full back then. If we're going, you can't have 3 Arsenal in the 5.
Yeah, we don't want.
I know they're good, but they're not.
You've got to have a Palace player in there.
So we're going to go Munoz right back. So we're going at the back. We've got Raya, Munoz, Burn, Gabriel and Verge.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. All happy.
Yeah. Solid.
Midfield 3, I've got a few names. I've got Gravenberch, I've got Wharton, I've got Xhaka, Enzo, there's Caicedo, there's Rice. The 3 I've gone for, I've gone Gravenberch, Wharton, and then I'm torn between Enzo, Xhaka and Caicedo for the 3rd.
Might be after Saturday. I've got to go Caicedo.
Yeah,
he'd be absolutely. He's quality there, isn't he?
He's some player.
Yes.
It's horrible as well because of how close it was. But I suppose we wouldn't have saw Gravenberch thrive as much as we have if that happened. But.
Are we locking in Gravenberch?
I don't think he's a set like after the past few games. He's looked a bit vulnerable, hasn't he?
See, I think it was not saying him at fault at all, but the Palace game, he weren't on it whatsoever. Yeah. And I know a lot of the team weren't, but it shows you how vital he is to our team, because if he had a slight off game and then it seemed like everything went to pot. But yeah, he was fantastic earlier on though, weren't he?
Yeah,
so
the first 5 he was brilliant, and then it's just like you said with Virgil, the last 2 it's been a bit up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Gravenberch is a lock-in for me, and I think another one is Adam Wharton. He is brilliant.
Yeah, he'd be brilliant for Liverpool as well, by the way.
I'd go
with him at the minute.
I'd go to Palace and just go, here's a blank check, put whatever you want on it, give me Adam Wharton now. He's so good, he can do everything. When I was watching the Palace Everton game, there was a time the ball come and he just brought it down just on his right foot and just put it across his body and then just played it out wide, and I was just like, how can you do that?
He'd solve a lot of the issues we're experiencing at the minute. Not even necessarily defensively, it's just how well he can progress the ball. Like, we really are missing at the minute. The ability to just get the ball up
confident for his age, the way he plays.
He's only, 21, 22? He's brilliant. I'd personally go Gravenberch, Wharton, and then I'd go Enzo or Caicedo.
Yeah.
I think, again, Xhaka is a great
Enzo
shout.
was really good on Saturday.
Yeah.
I thought his press was like, we really
He's
struggled.
popped up with a few goals for him
Yeah,
as well.
he's been quite important.
He's
I'm just trying to think if there's anyone from the other teams that we might have missed, but...
Rice is
Declan Rice has to
would
be...
say Tijani
sure,
Vardy's at City.
yeah.
No, since that first game he hasn't.
No, yeah.
Not much.
City fans, I feel a lot of City fans don't
They
really.
rave on about him, don't they?
I've seen a lot of the opposite, to be honest, recently.
Really,
Yeah.
Do you want to know a fun
They're
stat?
just fickle though,
They
aren't
are,
they?
yeah.
Do you want to know a fun stat about City? So obviously Haaland scored 9 goals, and obviously he's going to be in this team. Guess who their second top goal scorer is?
Him.
It's own goals.
Is it?
It's
Wow.
own goals. So he scored 9, they've scored 2 own goals, and then I think there's like a few other players on one.
He was only the second ever City player to score at that ground as well.
Was he? Yeah. He scored at 96% of the
So
Premier
the only
League
other
grounds,
player who scored at Brentford for City is Foden. He scored 6 there,
Really, yeah.
and no one else has scored on the other day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
The only
stat,
stadium Haaland's now not scored at is Anfield.
Yeah, so
Which
it was
is
a brilliant goal from him at the weekend.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought. I know
he
we're jumping ahead a
shame
bit.
to
bullies
see.
the centre back, doesn't he?
Vandenberg, let's have a bit of respect. But no, I'm happy with that.
So what are we looking at as the 3?
I go.
What's your 3?
I'd go Gravenberch, Worden, Caicedo. I know it's a bit defensive, but
Yeah.
I think just they're the 3 best midfielders this season, like regardless of positions and all. Like I'd just say they have been the 3 best.
What are you, Jay?
I don't know. Come back to me.
Go on, Tom.
I put Wharton in, and it feels harsh leaving Rice out. I think I might have to put him in, you
That's
know.
why I was struggling.
Yeah.
I'd
Who'd you go over, though?
I'd put him over... Because then I can't leave Gravenberch out.
The comment will be after you if you put Rice over Gravenberch.
No, I know. I put Wharton, Gravenberch, and it's Rice or Caicedo then, isn't it? I think Rice is just a bit better than Caicedo, but Caicedo may prove me wrong late as we progress through the season.
I'll be the non-biased one then. I'll take him out reluctantly. But we go Caicedo sitting with Rice and Worden in front of him.
I'm going to go Gravenberch, Worden, Enzo.
Mhm.
Like you said, it's very defensive that. If you're starting that, you want Enzo as on a bit of a
Yeah.
pressure-resistant midfielder, getting you up the pitch a little bit. So I'm going to go Enzo, thinking I'm some sort of manager. I was Fabrizio last week, I'm now Manesca this week. From 3, I think Haaland's bang on. It's just so obvious. We don't even need to debate that. But the wingers, there's a few in the ads. There's Grealish, there's Semenyo.
And you know what?
Kudus.
That's a shame because of how good Ekatiké's been.
Well, yeah.
Do you know what's tough as well? Well, it's not tough to say, it's just being a human, but I actually really quite like Haaland.
Yeah, so
It
do I.
seems, it
So
seems
do
like
I.
a laugh, you know, and he seems like he gets
Gets
it.
on.
Good
You've
City,
seen like
yeah.
Snapchat stories and that as well.
Yeah,
Like, he's just funny, you know.
He's just
Yeah.
funny and normal, like has kebab pizzas and that.
Yeah, literally though.
But he seems actually like he gets it and he's a good lad. So
And people give him stick, but that's just the best type of striker for me.
Yeah.
Just a bully, and he's just
Yeah.
like people going also overall play and all that. The amount of goals he scores is just ridiculous. Like he doesn't need anyone else to.
It's inhuman,
They're
isn't it?
all-
The
And
amount
his
of goals he scores.
link-up play's not even that bad.
Yeah. They're all different type of goals as well. The one he
Yeah.
scored
Yeah.
against Arsenal, he's ran the whole length of the pitch. He's laid it off brilliantly to, was it Reinders, I think it was, and then he's
Yeah.
just sprinted into the box, boss finish, and then you look at the one against Brentford in the weekend, he's holding off his man.
He's so good with his back.
It's
to
just
goal,
Yeah, yeah.
all these
He
different
pin-
types
he
of goals.
uses
he
his
can
arms
do.
so well.
Yeah.
That goal is literally just a ball from the centre half straight to his feet.
Yeah.
Simple.
Literally all it
it's
is.
difficult because it's like he almost doesn't get enough credit in that sense because
I
someone
agree.
like Mateta at Palace gets a lot of credit for the way he uses his body and kind of throws defenders out the way, whereas Haaland's probably 3 times as good at man,
There's
and,
no one
and
better
no
than
one mentions it. So
This is a bit off topic though, but you think with them like calibre of players, the likes of your Mbappe, your Haaland, because they're talked about so much, the things that they're so good at, they don't get the credit for, and they just can't get the credit for the numbers.
Well, it's just victim of their own success in it. When
Yeah.
you're that
Yeah.
good, like the smaller things, you sort of get overlooked, don't they?
Yeah. Well, we have the same debate with Salah, don't we?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
Salah is brilliant at holding off defenders and doing the same on the right hand side, but then people just look at if he doesn't score or doesn't assist, he's being shite.
yeah, it's just,
I mean, I know
it's
this
that-
season he has, so it's kind of a bit of a...
It's just a
poor
global
debate.
superstar thing, innit?
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
going to give them credit for the quote-unquote little things that they should be doing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just because they do everything else so well
Yeah.
as well.
So we're locking in Haaland.
Yeah, no debate.
Wingers then. Kudus, Grealish, Semenyo, Jadon Anthony at Burnley as well. He's got, what, 5 goals?
Ismail Assar.
Ismail Assar at Watford.
Yeah.
Not Watford.
Watford?
Do you know
What do you
what?
mean?
He just scarred me from that Watford
Yeah,
game.
no,
Every
yeah.
time I see Sarr, I just see that.
He scored yesterday as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Semenyo's a lock though, isn't he?
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Munoz scored, he set it up.
Oh, it's Munoz where, yeah, Sarr got the assist.
Speaking of that, by the way, buzzing, so I want to bet because of that. Gay, I had him to score or assist. I had Munoz yellow card, both teams to score, and then Gay 2 fouls. Literally last kick of the game, the ball comes up and Gay just smashes someone in the back. Nice little 50 quid there.
Happy days. days.
But yeah, Sarr's a great shout. I'd go Grealish and Semenyo because I think they've been so pivotal to their two sides and their success, especially Semenyo.
I'd definitely go Semenyo. He's brilliant. He's like, seen people on Twitter say, comparing him to Sadio Mane. That goal he scored on Friday night was brilliant when he just dribbled around and put it into the back of the net. And then on the Friday, on the right side of the front three, I'd go Kudus, you know.
Would you go Kudus?
I think we missed out on him. I think we should have gone in for him in the summer because apparently he wanted to join us.
Yeah.
He's like, 4 assists and he scored his first goal against Leeds. Yeah, I'd go him. He's been brilliant for Spurs.
So what are you going as a 3?
Kudus on the right, Haaland, and then Semenyo off the left.
What are you going for, Jay?
I'm sticking with Ismail Assar.
Oh, yeah.
He just really impresses me, especially when he plays against us. And this might be a bit biased coming from myself, but I feel like you can really tell a good player without they play against Liverpool because we know we're a good side.
Yeah.
I feel like that was how Klopp used to sign people as well. I mean, I know we missed out on Haaland and got Minamino, but Minamino has a good game against Liverpool. Yeah. So, he seems brilliant whenever he plays against us. And Mateta's been okay, and I like him as a forward, but it seems like Sarr's the one who's really driving Palace for me. So I'll have Sarr, Semenyo and Haaland.
Pino on the other side.
Yeah.
Looks lively, doesn't he?
I just don't like Sarr because of what he does to us. He loves the goals. Every time we play him. Honestly, next time we play him, I'm going to put a 1 and to score against us. First as well, because he does it every time.
Honestly, it's crazy.
What are you going for as your thing?
I don't want to be boring, but it's hard to argue against Haaland. Like, Haaland and Semenyo are obviously going in there, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Dyer's had a really good season.
Yeah.
I like Dyer a lot. I'd probably go Grealish, yeah. He's been massive for
I'm on Grealish.
I think a big part of this is like, how did he come in and impact their team? And Grealish had such a big impact on everything, and he's really got them playing. And like, all the fans love him, don't they? So I'd probably say it.
One player, if Haaland were having the season I'd throw in is that Igor Thiago at Brentford. The goals he scored, by the way, like the fact that we thought Brentford were going down straight away. He's flying.
Who's the Burnley forward as well? He's not having a bad year for himself.
Anthony. I think Thiago's on 4 and so is Anthony. And then
he's Haaland at Sunderland as well. He's got 3, I think.
Wilson. Was that Wilson as well?
Yeah. I went thinking about that lad from Burnley. Foster, is it?
Lyle Foster.
I thought he's looked all right. Yeah. Is he a forward? Or am I
he's there now. I think Anthony plays off the left.
Right, okay, yeah.
So are we all going to agree on 11, or are we still disputing that midfield?
No, I'm not happy to.
Well, put Gravenberch in it because I was the only one who said no. I was just doing it for the good of the wider audience.
Pulling in all the comments. And manager, we'll end on a manager.
Iraola, easily.
Checking?
Yeah, for me, defo. Glasner, but not easily then, but I'd say Iraola, yeah. Just because you look how many players they lost, and I know Palace lost Eze, but like they lost 4 out the back 5. Yeah. And they're absolutely flying. So
at the beginning of the season, I said Bournemouth were going to have a shite season. I said my prediction was Bournemouth and Forest to be shite. I'm right with 1, but Bournemouth had proven me wrong.
What is the top 4 at the minute? Who's up there? And
it's us, Arsenal, Palace, and Bournemouth. I'm pretty sure. Or Spurs.
Spurs are third.
I think Spurs are third. Palace dropped out, didn't they?
Palace are 6th.
Are they?
Palace are 6th.
Oh, because they could have went second.
Of course. So I think it's Arsenal, us, Spurs, Bournemouth, City, and Palace. I think that's the 6th. And then outside, it's just like Chelsea and Sunderland.
Everton as well, obviously.
And the shite.
David Moyes.
I'd probably go with Iraola. Because, again, like I said, my expectation of Bournemouth was to be rubbish. And
I like him as well. He seems like a very clever fella. So.
And you can never overstate, like, Bournemouth's such a small club, like, not a disrespectful way. Like, the stadium literally holds about 12,000, doesn't it? So to be able to do that with a club like Bournemouth is actually so impressive. Yeah. And just sort of goes under the radar now because they've had, like, a good, like, year, say. Yeah. But, like, it's such an impressive achievement that...
He's disputing Iraola.
No, I'm happy with him.
No, I'm fine with that. He was the one that they brought in when it was like a bit of a controversial appointment as well, weren't it? Yeah. Who did they get rid of?
Was it
Eddie?
No, it wasn't. No. Yeah, I know you're talking about
that. O'Neill, is it? Was it Gary O'Neill?
No, was he there? I think what the fella's name was, but Iraola was the winless in like 9 as well. Was he? So
I just remember it being a bit uncertain, and he's come in and really made a name for himself there. So
they had Scott Parker, didn't he? Was anyone after him?
That's when we whacked them that.
That was the nail in the coffin for Scott Parker.
Absolutely.
Was anyone in between him and Iraola?
Gary O'Neill was at Bournemouth.
I thought
he was, wasn't he?
I thought he was doing quite well there.
Yeah. Was the other way around?
You know what, Gary O'Neill? I'm getting confused with how going to Newcastle and then it was O'Neill went to Wolves, didn't he? Or was it the other way around?
Yeah, that's I've just said I have no idea.
He's not manager of the year, so
I'm not even going to say that.
So it's Iraola.
Yeah, it's Iraola.
So we'll end part 2. That's our team of the season. We'll see you in part 3. Welcome back to part 3. So Harrison's back, he actually turned up this time. Are you having alright?
Oh, not after that traffic jam, like.
Decides to turn up. Unlike the Reds, we haven't turned up these last few weeks, so we're going to discuss our season so far. We'll go to you first, and what are your overall thoughts on the season so far?
Worrying, to be honest, yeah. Worried, because when we have won, we haven't played well, and then we've lost 3 in a row. So obviously, there is things there that need to be addressed, but I do think that there's a few, not quick fixes, but like a few things where we can sort it pretty easily. But we've had some big wins as well, and we've had some great moments already, so it's hard to be too negative. It's always worse when you come off losses. Like, say if we would have lost 3 and then won 4 or whatever, like, it's not as bad, but it's when you're straight off them, isn't it? It's always more negative.
Bit of a recency bias, really.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, but it's still, like...
Similar. You said you don't want to be overly negative, but you do worry that kind of them moments we had earlier on in the season were just masking maybe what's coming out a little bit now. By the other side of the coin, I feel like we're only 5-10% more away from really giving it to somebody and playing really well. The quality that we've got on the pitch at all times is brilliant. Yeah. It's just they're not necessarily showing it yet. It's just not quite clicking. So we've got the results on the board and we've got points there. So there's no need to necessarily panic. We just need a couple more things to click and hopefully then...
We need to know what our best starting 11 is. Yeah. There's no continuity at the end of this, though. So different right back every game. Yeah. Different from Felix, different from 4 every game, different midfield. So it's hard, isn't it, when you haven't got your best 11? So last year you knew who was going to play 90% of the time, didn't you? Yeah. There was a few changes, but you knew who the 11 were going to be. Yeah. That's not the case this season.
Yeah. What about you, H?
I agree with the lads, obviously, but then I think like people have this idea that in previous seasons Liverpool were just perfect every game that they won. Even the year when we won the league the first time under Klopp, there was some games where he wasn't great, and we still won the league. Do you know what I mean? Still got the wins on the board. So I don't think it's as worrying, but obviously like the last few performances, I feel like I've seen the same attack 100 times over. Do you know what I mean? Nothing's come of it.
Gakpo loves his little tiptoe inside.
Yeah, mate, so predictable, isn't he? But I don't think it's as bad. I don't think it's all panic stations and things like that. But then I look at it and go, the only game where I've proper enjoyed watching Liverpool this season was probably Atletico at home.
Again, I'd argue the first like half, 60 minutes of that though. Like I look at all of our performances this season. First half against Arsenal we were shit. Second half we were really good. First 30 minutes against Everton we were good. Then we got battered the rest of the game. First half against Bournemouth we were quite actually alright as well, considering that's the first game back at Anfield. That what just happened. First half 50, 60 at Atletico was good.
But last year, do you not remember how poor we were most games first half?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We literally played second half.
Yeah, we were a second half team pretty much, wasn't we? So I don't know. I think people have this perfect idea that to be top of the league, you've got to be perfect for 90 minutes. It just doesn't work like that, especially the quality of the Premier League now.
It's not the old, it's not the City of 6 years ago where you need 90 plus points. You could win it again with 85 to 90. Like, under Klopp, we had to be perfect. We got 97 points, didn't win the league. That's not the case anymore. Yeah,
I think one thing as well that's really like winding me up is people just expecting these signs to bed in like that. Look how long it took PSG, all the money they spent. Look how long it took Chelsea and now City. Their teams to be struggling and they've spent a lot of money.
No, it takes time. People can understand each other's movements off the ball, how they're defending together and things like that. It's not a quick fix. Do you know what I mean?
Well, Salah's played the last few seasons with the same forwards there. He's now the only one still left of that line. Obviously Gakpo as well, but then again when Gakpo comes out to Ekiti and Isak and then there's Verts feeding the ball, there's no Trent feeding the ball. It's just all different for all the players, so it's not... Look at the results we've got as well, we're grinding results. This is going to sound dead mad, but it's champion wins. You go into Newcastle and you're scoring late. You're scoring late against Arsenal, like all these games.
And they're results that we never got last year. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And like I'd love to know the points difference in the same fixtures last year because it can't be too different. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Aren't we one ahead at this point?
There was last year. Yeah.
But from the same fixtures, it can't have been too much. Do you know what I mean?
But even like after 7 last year, I think we had 14, didn't we? And we've got 50. Is that right? Or
no idea.
Can't quite remember.
No idea.
But it's not that far off what it was last year.
Yeah. That would be an interesting point to look at what you're saying now.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we didn't win at Chelsea. I don't know what it was, but I know we didn't win.
We didn't win at Chelsea. We didn't win at St James's. We did this year.
Drew at home to Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. So they're games where you've got a better points.
Exactly.
So this year than last year.
I think it's just that we just haven't really looked like scoring.
Yeah, that's the main.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But like in the first few weeks, it was like we looked great going forward, but we were really shaky at the back. Whereas now it's like both, isn't it? It's not even like we've compromised. It's like we've compromised the defence for the attack, but the attack hasn't got better.
I think when you're watching us, especially when we play from the back, the only two solutions it looks like us getting out is a Van Dijk 80-yard diag or a Gravenberch turn.
Yeah.
And we just look so predictable, especially when Canate's on the ball, and it's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think there's
I don't think he's head in the game anymore, Canate.
I think there's an argument that, look, obviously, like what happened with Trent happened, but people said that Canate made Trent look better. There's maybe an argument that Trent made Canate look better because
he masked his weaknesses.
Do you know what I mean?
Both as bad as each other.
Because every time Canate had the ball, it was just to Trent, weren't it?
Yeah, and Trent was fine.
He was looking for the passing because it's not on his head. He can't play the ball.
It's just like there's time at Chelsea. He's got 15 yards space to carry the ball into. And he just doesn't back himself.
Yeah,
like where he's seeing like Matip.
Yeah.
And he'd skip 2 or 3 players out the game next minute with 3 on 3.
We were well better against Chelsea once Gravenberch went centre half. Because we had someone that could actually play the ball
Yeah.
through the lines, which Canate just can't do that.
When even I thought Gravenberch sat in quite well at the weekend.
Yeah.
But for the holding midfield and someone who's so good on the ball as he was, I didn't think he was fantastic when he dropped into centre half with the ball. But we were still in a better position than we were with Canate because at least he tried it.
Yeah.
And I know that it's risky to say that as a centre half because if he loses it, you tend to be in trouble.
Yeah.
But the lack of delivery from Canate was that noticeable that even Gravenberch trying it was better.
Yeah. The Palace game yesterday, I think, showed why we wanted Gay because he plays that ball to their forward. I can't remember who it was. He takes it down and they're in. And it's a great ball. Like
Pitches at that level, the picture changes in half a second.
Exactly.
So either you see it or you don't, and if you don't see it, you're killing players like Wirtz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
I think the thing that's most worrying about me for Canate is Step was always like bullying strikers, and now strikers are bullying him. Look at what Mateta done to him.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't play like he's his size.
Yeah.
No.
It's mental.
He's
Not the best at heading the ball, is he?
He gets pushed off the ball so easy. He looks so weak for a man of his size, and especially how quick and how strong he is. That shouldn't be happening.
No, it
I
shouldn't
think
be.
he'll be grateful for the break, to be honest, just to take himself away for a bit.
I thought he turned a bit of a corner, to be honest. I think he obviously started really bad, and he had a few good games.
Yeah.
And I was like back for that.
Palace, weren't it?
Yeah,
I think
like,
Mateta got the
Palace
better of him.
that was it, and then it's just turned again, hasn't it?
It was after his first chance, Mateta's chance where he puts his arm across and just gets him, and he
He's
slips.
crying for a foul,
Yeah.
it's never
And he's
a foul.
like that on the floor.
Yeah.
Just get up.
Yeah.
Do you think the international break's come at the right time for us, H?
Yeah, probably. Especially after the week we've had.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think, like, players just need a reset.
Yeah.
I think we needed that game at Anfield as well, and obviously
Yeah.
we've got them coming to Anfield soon, which is probably ideal for us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It probably is the perfect game.
Yeah.
Them coming to Anfield after the form we've been in.
I agree with what the point you made before, Jay, is if you're coming up with a game at Anfield against the Leeds, a Burnley or something, or a lower half team, you probably get a bit lackadaisy and a little bit, oh, it's all right, we'll cruise this, but the fact that it's United and they're not playing that great themselves either, that if you've got to be up for it, you have to be, don't you? And I feel like it's the perfect game to come back to.
100%.
Especially with the run of fixtures we've got after it as well, because we've still got, up until Christmas, we've got a horrible run.
So I feel like I don't know when we're going to have a nice run.
Yeah.
I feel like we came into the season going them first few were difficult. Now, like I said, we've been to London twice and Turkey in a week. And then you've got Man United in a difficult run again, and you go, Christ, when's this stopping?
Especially when you throw in the midweek games.
Yeah,
Because
it's
you've got,
just
you've
the
got
nature
Frankfurt,
of it.
which won't be easy. Then you've got Palace at home, League Cup. So it's like, you don't even have a break between the tough league fixtures. You go straight into another tough midweek game as well.
Yeah.
I know we said when that starts clicking though, and hopefully that becomes a bit of a benefit again. I
Yeah,
think we mentioned it before. And
You can play into form, can't you?
yeah, winning breeds winning, and if that first one comes and then you are playing a game every 3 days and you're just in the habit of winning, then all of a sudden we're looking at this as a bit of a hindrance at the minute, the schedule coming up. As soon as you get 1 or 2 under your belt, hopefully it helps you then.
Yeah.
We played our best like that under Klopp, didn't we? And it was proven that when we had the run of games, we would just cruise through them. But what do you think needs to change? You know, we said before, there's a few little tweaks, but is there anything that you can pinpoint that is a mandatory change?
Salah would help. To be fair, I feel sorry for Salah at times where like he's got a big 6'4" fella holding him off and he's just not getting the free kick. It's clear as day.
It is mad.
Do you know what I mean? My head would be on Mars after that. I think Salah going up another 10% would definitely help us because we're like bending the system for him. Do you know what I mean? Like we look against Chelsea, it obviously never worked. They just got out thrown over Salah's head to Cucurella. Do you know what I mean? But on another day, Salah might get 3 because he gets in good areas against Chelsea.
Yeah, 3 good chances.
Do you know what I mean?
He did.
So,
Well, we said before, the one in the first 20 seconds of the half, he absolutely scuffs it. Like, a Salah with an extra 10-15% of quality and a bit of composure, 9 times out of 10 he literally looks where everybody is and he touches it and he just buries it far corner. Like, he had one against Chelsea a few years ago when Kovacic scored that screamer, quite similar position, and he just smashed it near post across Mendy, but he takes his time and he controls it, whereas Danny just snatched at it.
Snatched it, yeah, he did. He probably rushed it, no. But then you look at Salah, and he's quiet, more quieter this season so far than he was last year, but then he plays that outside the foot cross to Isaac.
Exactly.
John, we just looked, for that period, we looked starved of ideas as well.
Yeah.
And so you're looking and you're going, he's still creating chances.
Yeah.
But like we mentioned before, I just think it's the build-up that's mostly killing us.
Do you think getting Frimpong in helps Salah though? Because I think we were saying then when was our best, you'd say Atletico. Frimpong starts against Atletico. Salah was well more involved. Obviously gets the goal in the first half and he's been in any other game. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but I don't know. Maybe Frimpong gets more out of Salah. Do
you think that's because it forces Salah into the half space and he's a bit more...
Yeah, like Frimpong's more...
touch tight, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that could be an option, because obviously like Salah's season he had last season, you need him involved, don't you? He's your most creative player.
Yeah. Well, have you seen...
I wonder how he's... Sorry, Jim. I wonder how he's reacting to... maybe not... I mean, I think he is, but not necessarily being that main man anymore and not being that sole point. We all know that. Seemingly, that's been an issue for him in the past. And now he's got superstars coming into play with him. That ultimately that should help you. But if you're a person who does really want to be there, you see it. I'm not comparing these two at all, by the way. But you see Grealish at City and Grealish at Everton when he is the main man. He's a completely different player. And Salah wants to be that main man. You can see that. And ultimately, he's more than good enough to be. He's still arguably the best football player in Liverpool's squad. 100%. But you just don't actually know how he's reacted to everything coming in, and he wants it to click more than we want it to click for him as well. You can tell how much it frustrates him when things aren't going his way.
He's obsessed with the stats and that, isn't he? You know, he's obsessed with breaking records and that. You seen it last season, he was the main man, like the absolute focal point, weren't he? And look how good he was. So as you say, it probably is affecting him.
Just in addition on that point, I think that's why he doesn't get brought off. People are fuming that he needs to get subbed off, but like you said before, he had a poor game against Chelsea, then he plays that ball, if Isaac gets his head on it properly to goal, and people go, wow, what a ball.
He's got enough credit in the bank not to get brought off, because you can always do something.
He's a talisman, you need a goal or assist, you don't want to take your best player off.
If you've got a player who's a dribbler, and you've seen him for 60 minutes not beat his man once, you take him off. But Salah needed half a second to shoot or put him away, ball.
He's in the box and he's scoring. And I feel like that's, like you said, he's got so much credit in the bank. And I would never ever bring him off. If we're chasing a goal, Salah doesn't come off.
100%.
Regardless of the circumstance, unless he's injured, do not bring him off, because he's a talisman.
I agree, and like you look at the games where we've needed a goal this year, he probably still hasn't been great. Do you know what I mean? But you still have that trust in that.
He can do something, half chance, and he can create something, or he can score, therefore.
But performance-wise, he's been rubbish. He really has been poor. He's been rubbish, but look at the goal against Atletico. Like, that is Salah-esque. Like, he has a poor game, ball comes in, get off me, buries it, like, so early on as well. And six goals and assists already after these, like, poor performances. Contributions-wise.
It's just it's the past games though, innit? Like the goal contribution's obviously great, but when you watch that Chelsea performance, you've got to say it how it is, haven't you? He was really poor.
Well, I think Semenyo scored 6 and he hasn't set any up, so he's on 6 goals and assists, and Salah's on the exact same, and no performances are completely different.
He gets one done, he gets one on Friday, Semenyo assist.
But he's on one more, but Semenyo's the best player in the league, and because Salah's got one less, but because of Salah's numbers of previous years, because by Christmas on 20 goals and 20 assists. Like, because he's that good, and like you said.
He hasn't, like, what Salah, when I watch him, I think anyways, his movement's the best movement I've seen. How often is he offside? It's very, very rare, do you know what I mean? And he's constantly finds a chance. I just think that maybe one pure passer light. Do you know what I mean? One pure passer. We've probably gained a bit more athleticism in our team this year, but you need players who are on the same wavelength as Salah, especially deeper, because that's when the defenders are switched off. As the ball's getting close to the box, the more where's Salah. When the ball's on the edge of our box and Salah's making, he just knew when the ball came to Trent, he could make a run. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think that's why you see Verts almost drop on a bit deeper naturally? I feel like he's, from your point, I'm going to contradict it slightly, but I feel like we're seeing Verts deeper than we expected. And we want him further up the pitch.
I think that's a bad thing that he's doing that as well. I think he'd cause defences more issues by just staying in between the midfield and their back line. Do you know what I mean? Because he's so
just stand still.
Stand still.
If he gets the ball in the pocket around 4 defenders, and he's got the quality to get out of it, whereas he's just trying to move all the time and get on it.
You wonder how clever he is, though. He might be thinking the exact same as you and going, Salah needs the ball and I'm going to give it to him.
He might be thinking, like, Kanate's not going to give it to him. Do you know what I mean? Like, Bradley's not really a great passer. Frimpong's definitely not a great passer. Gravenberch is probably a better short passer than he is long range passer. Do you know what I mean? And Verts is standing there thinking, I'm not going to get the ball unless I go and get it.
That's their problem, the build up. We're not progressing the ball up the pitch anywhere quick enough and good enough. That's why Vert is coming so deep, as you say, because he's needing to get the ball, because he knows he's got the ability to pick the pass out. But you want him, as you say, in between the centre-half and midfielders, not by our centre-half, do you?
Yeah. I think, like you said, that's my biggest worry is the build-up. But is there anything else you
slow,
really has? That's the main point for me. There's the build-up.
It's a tough one with the build-up because you can't really say, like, you just do this and it's fixed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's obviously more complex than that, isn't it?
It's a lot of training and stuff, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there anything else you think needs to change?
No, I'd still take the gamble on Salah having less defensive responsibilities because it's proven it worked last year. Because I think people are going, well, they have to change the system, have Salah a bit more defensively disciplined, and do you know what I mean? It could have went either way on Saturday against Chelsea, because if Salah takes those chances, in being 10 yards higher, wins us the game. Do you know what I mean?
The only thing I would change, though, was Gravenberch, less freedom. Because Slot spoke about how he's got more freedom this season, Gravenberch, didn't he? And I just
at this stage, go back to like what he was last year, but maybe in like 3 or 4 games time.
Once it starts getting clicking again, but just for now, I'd say just like, not strip it away from him, because that sounds harsh, but just tell him to be a bit more disciplined, you know what I mean? Obviously it's work, because like goal against Newcastle, goal against Everton, but just for now I'd say just stick to what was working last season.
I don't know how feasible it is or how on earth you'd do it. You'd need a clever man than me to tell you, but I want to see Isaac and Ekatike together too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just for excitement.
No, we've seen 3 minutes of it.
For now, though, can you not just put Ekatike on the left? I know it's not great, but Gakpo's hardly undroppable, is he? So
he's got to get out of
this. Why not give it a go?
That's what I'd be doing for United, is I'd be going Ekatike off the left, Isaac down the middle and Salah off the right. I'm sick to death of watching Gakpo play football. Like that's why I'm buzzing the international break scrum, because I don't have to see him put that ball back stick ever again. I'm sick of it.
That one the other day, you know, where Ekatike, lovely touch around the corner, and then Gakpo is like running towards the corner flag. For once, when you want him to cut in, he doesn't even do that. He's going straight down the line.
It's the one where that Salah chance comes from in the second half and there's way to pass the Vert. Vert makes that look like an alright pass.
With an unbelievable touch, obviously.
I reckon Gakpo hates Kerkers.
He does, doesn't he?
He
gets fanned every time he passes to him.
Kerkers definitely bullies him and says, I'm not giving you the ball. We'll call that there for episode 3. Next Tuesday is when we're next out, as we're all off Monday. Nice day off. And it's the international break, so we're going to have a bit of a break. Thank you all very much for watching. This has been episode 3. We'll see you then.